Welcome, everyone. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys have just found us on our Facebook page, I want you guys to make sure that you go to our Facebook page. It's called Cash to Assets Club Las Vegas, and you can like us, and I greatly appreciate that. On that page, you'll find a lot of our training and a lot of the exclusive content that we'll be sharing, and hopefully providing some good, valuable content for you guys. So we're going to do a quick training. So welcome everyone to Cash to Assets Club and MyEcon. So we're going to go through a little bit of training, and we're going to share our exactly what we're about here. So at Cash to Assets Club, we're here to teach social empowerment. Our mission through organization through community, education, and strategy. I didn't say that correctly. Our mission is to build our organization through community, education, and strategy. And we're the marketing vehicle for MyEcon. And Cash to Assets Club is a group of like-minded individuals like yourself. And this is your first time joining us. I want to say welcome. And you're like-minded, like the rest of us, who are building wealth and independence for our families. So today, in this training, we're going to talk about three-step prospecting. This has been a subject that I've talked about before, and also shared it with some of our team members before. So, and some people actually just requested again. So I'm going to go ahead and go over it. But I was able to put it in a presentation this time. This way, it can help visually help explain, how we do our three-step prospecting. And guys, this is the same exact system that I use every day when I'm out prospecting. So I'm showing you exactly what I do, and so hopefully this will make sense for you guys. So when we talk about three-step prospecting, we're talking about people, community park areas, prospecting people in grocery stores, department stores, at their work or job or events and at parties. So I know many of you have seen people, or you want to talk to people that were in these environments. And maybe you were hesitant, maybe you were afraid, maybe you didn't know what to say, but we're going to talk about the exact things that I do and how to actually go about getting some results. Now, so as you're looking at this presentation, I want you to take some notes, and you can write down some points, and that way you don't have to come back to the video to watch the training all over again. So in these three steps, step number one, you're going to see this is what I call observe the situation. Step two, we're going to talk about what to say and what hot buttons. And number three, a clean exit, or what do we pass them to? Okay, so I just put these in simple form so that way you guys can keep up with them. So let's get started with it. So step number one is observing the situation. So when you're looking to prospect someone, or to give them some, someone that you want to talk to, you always want to observe the situation. You don't want to talk to them while they're busy, or when they're in a meeting, or when they're, therefore their attention is not going to be on you. So when you're observing the situation, I want you to take a good look of the overall environment. Is that person, talking to someone else? Is that person busy? Is that person look like, they got a sad face, or whatever the case may be? The environment itself, is it busy? Is it, is a lot of people, is this like the right timing? I'll give you an example. In a grocery store, this actually happened, and Chris was amazed on how I can still squeeze in the conversation and how to pique their interest in the business. So we're in a line at a grocery store, and obviously a grocery store is not the ideal place, because a cashier typically is going to have multiple customers in line. So while we were there, I waited. So I used my three-step system. In line, I observed the situation. I saw that there was a couple of people in front of me and a couple of people behind me, and I noticed that I paid attention to if the register person seemed to be frustrated, seemed to be on point, have everything under control. So I noticed that the person did have everything under control. She seemed very calm and collective, and just running the items through the lines. So when it was our turn, because I observed the situation, and number two, I thought of what I was going to say, and I already knew what some of the hot buttons was going to be, and I'd already planned out the exit. I was able to communicate with the cash register attendant, and so I was able to conduct a conversation based upon that situation. So I said to her was, "Oh man, you guys must work a lot of hours here. They must be running you crazy." Now, the reason why I said that is because the people were in line. So there was obviously a lot of people that she had to attend to. So as I said that, of course, she gives me a nice response. Oh, yeah, it's crazy. It's not too bad. They're driving me crazy. Whatever that person is going to give you, that is then your key to to talk to them about how you're going to pique their interest. So, of course, in a typical situation like that, we asked her, if you're working very hard, are you getting paid what you're worth? And the obvious answer always, everyone always says, no, I need to get paid more, or whatever, whatever question, or I'm sorry, whatever answer they're going to give you. So, of course, that was my cue to then say, hey, what if I can show you how to get a raise without asking your boss? Would an extra couple $200 on your paycheck be helpful? And, of course, she says yes. So these were some hot buttons and some questions that I was asking and how I can get her attention. And, of course, the exit was right away, because obviously this is not the time and place to give you a full presentation, but let me get your information. Here's my card, and I would love to follow up with you. See, so that was a perfect situation. I'll use that as an example. So when you're observing the situation, you want to look at what's going on, what the person that you're thinking about talking to, what kind of state of mind are they in, or state of environment are they in themselves. So therefore, you can lessen the chances of you getting shot down just by simply asking someone some questions and prospecting them. Okay. So we don't want to talk to people when they look like they're overly busy. They don't look like they're going to give you any time. So you want to take a look at their entire situation. So number two, in our three-step prospecting, number two is, what do you say? What are some of the hot buttons? So like we said earlier, when the person is busy, or when they seem like they have some time, or maybe you want to pull them away, maybe you can pull them away from their environment. So I'll give you an example about pulling someone away from their environment. It was out prospecting with Eddie. We were in Target, and I saw someone. We accomplished what our initial goal was to do when we got there. I saw a young lady. I said, well, look, while we're here, let's prospect some more people and see if we can get some more contacts. So I saw a young lady. She was stocking some items. I went up. Now, again, I did my three-step observation. Think about what I'm going to say and how I'm going to exit out of the conversation. Saw her, went up to her, asked her a general question about items that they may have in the store that got her attention. Then from that point, she walked us over to where the items I suggested. And during that time, I was able to communicate with her, because now we have some one-on-one time, because I took her away from her task at hand. And once I gave her the information, now I was able to exit out of there, because, hey, obviously this is not the right time and place to do a presentation, but I would love to contact with you, communicate with you afterwards, and contact with you after. We exchanged business cards. We have her number. She has ours, and we did a follow-up. And we were able to do a follow-up with her. So you want to be able to, once you have observed the situation, you have an opportunity to talk to the person. You can try to pull them to the side, or you can just talk to them when they're not as much as distracted as they were in their current situation. Okay. Now, step three, a clean exit. How are you going to exit out of that conversation very clean? Well, a couple of ways you can do that. Again, I love the number one thing I always use, especially when we're prospecting out, grocery stores, events, parties, whatever. Hey, obviously this is not the right time to give you a presentation or, to go into detail, but I would love to talk to you about it at another time. So you want to pass them over to, obviously, our capture page, where you hear me speaking. We can give them some information, or you can also forward them over to your opportunity video, or you can actually pull them over to a three-way call, right? And what you want to do is that you want to exit out of there and say, look, give me a call, or I'm going to call you once you've seen the presentation and the information. And once you pass them to one of these opportunity videos, of course, you already know what you're going to say. You're going to say, what was it best that caught your attention about what you saw, or what made sense to you most about what you saw? What caught your attention with what you saw? So any variation of that question can be asked to your prospect, and then you want to do a follow-up with them, of course. Now, you want to keep following up with your prospect until you get a no or a yes. Why is that important? Because, see, a lot of times when we catch people in these situations, they may not be actually right in tune with what we're saying. They may have other things going on, obviously, because you got to remember, we caught them in a situation where they may not be, their attention is not on us, 100% on us, it's on their task at hand. So what we did, all we did was pass them some information, pique their attention, pass them over, and then we did a follow-up. So sometimes you might have to follow up with a person more than 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even 7 times just to get, well, I like to encourage everyone to get a definitive no, or you want to get a yes. Okay, you don't want to have someone just flirting in the wings, not sure on what they want to do, what they want to say. You want to get them to the point where they say yes, or you want to get them to a point to say no, this is not for me. And we say thank you very much, and then you want to move on, and then you repeat the process all over again in your 3-step process. Okay, so if you guys have any questions of what we talked about and how I went over this demonstration, please leave a comment, or you can contact me directly. And again, would appreciate. So I want you to find us on YouTube. I'm sorry, find us on Facebook. Like us on our like page at Cash to Assets Club Las Vegas, and of course, you can also find us on YouTube at My Econ Life and Cash to Assets Club. Thank you very much. Talk to you guys soon.